In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for Wednesday, February 26th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our February 26th NBA slate we got going on Wednesday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 9.38 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now speaking about that Patreon right now, we had a pretty solid Tuesday night here. People in the chat going off, posting their tickets. Mr. Maine with a plus 100. He had Wilmington, McNeese, and South Carolina State. That came out to be good there. Perfect timing came through with his under on the 218, the Wizards, the Pistons, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Michigan money line, which I gave out. That's why you see the Michigan flag right there. We had Michigan come through. We had another King Trussell came through with his parlay in that cash, and we also loved Houston as well. As you can see, that ticket cash as well. So as the list goes on and on here in this chat, you want to get involved with this group because it's not just me, it's a whole community. All right, so click on that link provided down below, get access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and SIGNUP Experts to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into this. First up here in Little Caesars Arena, we have the Detroit Pistons 32-26 going against the Boston Celtics 41-16. Looking at the current odds for this premier matchup here, two red hot teams. Celtics minus 170 on the money line with the comeback of the Pistons at a plus 140. Point spread at a 4.5. Total points at 225.5. Public bet percentage here, 88% of the bets, 99% of the money all over the Celtics. No information as of right now on the point spread, but for the total points, 99% of the bets, 99% of the money towards the over 225.5. Looking at the injury report here for both of these teams, kicking it off with the Boston Celtics, game time decision on Kristaps Porzingis. Drew Peterson is out. Al Horford is out as of right now. Drew Holiday is out as of right now, and Luke Cornett. For the Pistons, we have Simone Fontecchi is a game time decision. Ron Harper Jr. is a game time decision. Tolu Smith is out, and Jaden Ivey is out until late March. So these are going to be the injuries here as of right now in this particular matchup. So if anything changes, obviously, come back and make sure you look at the odds. All right, make sure you remember the line that you're seeing right now at 4.5, and you see where it goes if things change from there. All right, so these two teams have already played 3 times already. This is the 4th and final matchup. Each game has gone towards the Boston Celtics. So that's obviously, this is a triple revenge narrative here for the Detroit Pistons, and this is a red hot team here on both sides. For the Boston Celtics right now, they're in a 5-game winning streak. We're waiting to see if they can beat the Toronto Raptors, and the Detroit Pistons are in a 7-game winning streak here. So they're coming in. This is their best opportunity if they're going to try to get a win against this team in the Boston Celtics that they have trouble with. The first one went towards the Celtics, but the Pistons covered, and it went over 221.5. The second game went towards the Boston Celtics yet again. But this game here, the Celtics covered, and it went under 224.5. And then the third matchup here, it was the Celtics on the money line, Pistons covered, and then we have an over 224.5. All right, this line here is set at 225.5. I think this is going to be a big battle. Even though the Celtics are going to be on the second game of back-to-back, we'll see who's sitting and who's not. But I do like the over in this game between the Celtics and the Pistons. I'll take the over 225.5. But I'm going to be going with the the home dog here with the Pistons and give me the points. All right, I'm not asking for a win here, but I'm definitely thinking that the Pistons are going to give it their best shot in this one. They have momentum rolling with their win streak, and they're at a high point where they can definitely get at the Celtics, and you're getting the Celtics on the second game of a back-to-back, so that's a major factor as well. In Capital One Arena here, we have the Washington Wizards 10-47 going against the Portland Trailblazers 25-33. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, we have the Trailblazers as road favorites -210 on the money line, with the comeback of the Wizards at a +170, point spread at a 5.5, total points at 228.5. Public bet percentage here, 82% of the bets, 92% of the money all over Portland. For the point spread, no information as of right now on that one. And for the total points, 69% of the bets and 65% of the money towards the over 228.5. If we're looking at the injury report here for these two teams, Portland Trailblazers, Robert Williams is out, Matisse Thybulle is out, DeAndre Ayton is still out, and Justin Minaya is out as well. For the Wizards, we have Alex Sarr, game time decision, Malcolm Brogdon is out, and Sadiq Bey is out as well. All right, so these teams, it's first time meeting up this year, and Wizards finally coming off a win. That's a rare occasion. That's why they only have 10 wins. And the Portland Trail Blazers are on a 2-game winning streak here. If we're looking at the total here at that 228.5 in their last 5 matchups, this total has gone towards the over 3 out of the last 5 times. It's the same Wizards defense here, and I like the increase of offense that I'm seeing from the Portland Trail Blazers with Denny Advija, Jeremy Grant, and Anthony Simons. This team has become very, very competitive now. So I like the offense of the Trailblazers to put up points on the Wizards. So give me the Trailblazers on the money line and the over on 228.5. In Kaseya Center here, we have the Miami Heat 26-30 going up against the Atlanta Hawks 27-31. Looking at the odds for this matchup here, this was pretty much a pick'em. Heat -115 at home, comeback of the Hawks at a -105, point spread at a 1.5, total points at 229.5. Public bet percentage here, 58% of the bets on the side of Miami, but we have 78% of the money here. The sharps are all over the Atlanta Hawks. No information as of right now on the point spread, but for the total points, 64% of the bets and 59% of the money towards this over of 229.5. Looking at the injury report here, these two teams have just played each other. This is one of those home-and-home situations in this particular game. For the Hawks, game time decision on Trae Young. That's big news. Larry Nance is out. Vit Ketry is out. Jalen Johnson's out for the year. Kobe Buffkin's out for the year. For the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo is a game-time decision. Andrew Wiggins is a game-time decision. Kel'el Ware is a game-time decision. Nikola Jovic is out now. He's injured. He's been great off the bench. And Isaiah Stevens is out as well. So this team here in the Heat keeps faltering, keeps having issues, and this is a major concern here. So we really want to wait on news, especially about Bam and Andrew Wiggins. And then that's big news on the other side for Trae Young. So this one's going to be a little hard to break down here. Looking at the last 2 previous matchups between these two teams, first one went to the Hawks. They were underdogs. They covered, won outright in the over, went 227.5. The next game went towards the Hawks. They were favorited. They covered the -2.5 and it went under 232.5. In this particular spot, I really want to wait on news. But as of right now, if Bam and Wiggins are back in this game here, second game of back-to-back, it's tough to beat a team back-to-back games. I'm going to have to lean towards the Miami Heat since they even the Vegas line gives you the Heat are slightly favored in this spot here, even though that we have a ton of sharps here coming on the opposite side. I'm going to lean towards the Heat on the money line. For the total, I do think that this is going to be more of a up-tempo pace here in this third game. I think it opens up a little bit more with this, especially with the defense of the Atlanta Hawks as well. So give me the over of 229.5, but a slight lean towards the Heat as of right now. But definitely stay towards news on this particular game. It is very crucial. In Madison Square Garden here, we have the New York Knicks going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Knicks are 37-20. Sixers are 20-37. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the Knicks as big home favorites, -475 on the money line with the comeback of the 76ers at a +360. Point spread at a 10.5. Total points at 232.5. Looking at the injury report for these two teams, we already know that the 76ers are dealing with major issues right now. Eric Gordon is out. Quentin Grimes, game time decision. Justin Edwards, game time decision. Kyle Lowry is out. Giresun Yabusele's out. Their big man, and Joel Embiid is out. He's visiting other doctors to get more diagnosis on his current injury. So he's going to be out for a while there. For the Knicks, OG Anunoby is a game time decision. Mitchell Robinson is going to come back soon, but he's going to be out of this game. Now Karl Anthony Towns is a game time decision, and Kevin Mueller is a game time decision as well. All right. So these two teams have already played twice this year. Both of those games going towards the New York Knicks. They won on the money line. They covered in the first game, went under 212. The second game was a Knicks win on the road, covered in over 220.5. And in this game here, for the total, I'm going to be leaning towards the over in this one, mainly because of the New York Knicks. I think this is a get-right spot for them. They've been struggling the past two games, especially offensively. Very embarrassing performances. They haven't shown up against the Boston and Cleveland Cavaliers in back-to-back games. They're going to be exercising some demons here, and I expect them to put a big number on this. So I like the over on the team total of the Knicks. I like the over in this game here, and I like the cover of the minus 10.5 for the Knicks as well. The 76ers team, I told you time and time again, fully avoid this team. This is a cancerous team. Joel Embiid, it doesn't help this organization. They've babied him. There's so many issues with the 76ers right now that you just pick on them every single time. So give me the Knicks. This is a perfect get right spot against losing against Boston and Cleveland. Well, getting embarrassed by both of those teams is very important right there. So Knicks covered 10.5. It was just 9.5. They had already ballooned up, so I would hop on it right now. So cover for the Knicks and the over on the total 232.5. In United Center here, we have the Chicago Bulls 23-35 going up against the LA Clippers 31-26. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, we have the Clippers as road favorites minus 300 on the money line, with the comeback of the Bulls at a plus 240, point spread at a 7.5, total points at 229.5. So pretty high total in this one. Looking at the injury report here for both of these teams, LA Clippers, Norman Powell is out and Trenton Flowers is out. The positive news is that Kawhi Leonard will be back in this game. For the Chicago Bulls, Zach Collins is a game time decision. Jalen Smith is out. Kevin Huerter is a game time decision. Ayo Dosunmu is a game time decision. And Nikola Vucevic is a game time decision. So there's a lot of key components here for the Chicago Bulls. Two starters here in the shooting guard and center. And then their six-man Kevin Huerter as well could be out of this game. But definitely stay tuned to news on the Chicago Bulls lineup and injury report. All right. These two teams have faced earlier in the season in January, and that went towards the Bulls. And that was a big upset in that game. Bulls were big underdogs, plus 200. They covered the spread at a plus 6.5, obviously, since they won. And the total went under 228.5. So they came right back to the well, and they bumped up the total to 229.5 on purpose. I love the over 229.5 in this particular game. The last 6 games anyway, it's been a seesaw. It's been over this number, under the number, over the number, under the number in the last 6 games. The trend would be over for this particular game here. And that's mainly because how bad this Bulls defense is and the fact that Kawhi Leonard is coming back. That's going to give a boost to this Clippers offense as well. All right, so Clippers on the money line. I don't think we'll stay away from the cover, but give me the Clippers on the money line and give me the over 229.5. Last but not least, here in Delta Center, we got the Utah Jazz 14-43 going up against the Sacramento Kings 29-28. Looking at the current odds for this game here, we have the Kings at big road favorites, minus 375 on the money line, with the comeback of the Jazz at a plus 290, point spread at an 8.5, total points at 236.5. Public bet percentage here, 85% of the bets, 98% of the money all over the Kings. For the point spread, no information as of right now, and for the total, no information as of right now. The injury report for these two teams, that's going to be important in this spot here for the Jazz to even have an opportunity. The Kings are dealing with an injury with Keon Ellis. He's a game time decision. For the Utah Jazz, they've been playing scrappy despite all these injuries, but John Collins is going to be out. Lauri Markkanen is going to be out. Walker Kessler is a game time decision. Colin Sexton is out. And Taylor Hendricks is out for the year. So Jordan Clarkson looks like he's going to play for this game. That's a big help to this offense totally. But Colin Sexton out, Lauri Markkanen and Collins, that does hurt them a little bit here. Now, this team here in the Kings, they faced them 3 times already earlier in the season. They lost 3 games in a row, and this is the 4th and final matchup here between these two teams. The Kings have been okay. They struggled against New Orleans on the 13th, got blown out by Golden State, and then they finally showed up in that Charlotte game here. Utah Jazz, they've been up and down. They had a surprise win against LA, and then a surprise win against Houston, and then played Portland really close in that game as well. All right, so they're showing some fortitude here, especially at home. They kept that Clippers game close as well, but against OKC, they got blown out. That's understandable. All right, so this Kings team here, very, very untrustworthy, 100%. I do not like this play, plus 8.5 for the Kings. Like I said, this is the 4th time they faced this team here. I think they're at least going to give it some effort, especially at home. Give me the Utah Jazz with the point spread at plus 8.5 for the total in this one. I think the way they're going to have to keep this close, they can't get in a shootout. That's going to only benefit the Kings there. I like the under in the 236.5. If we go back to the last time it was in Utah, it was a low-scoring environment when it was 113-96 as well. So give me the Jazz with the plus 8.5, and then the under on the total of 236.5. That's going to be our breakdown for the Wednesday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We can definitely debate about that down there. And also, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, click on that button in the description. Get locked in. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7.